Hey guys, King Cheerio 85 here again. Apologies about it being so dark. I'm actually in my new setup right now. And as long as I do videos down here, it's probably going to be like this from here on out. But I've got, I'm continuing with the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening playthrough, which I really do need to get back to because I'm losing a lot of time on it. But I needed to take a break anyway and do some stuff that I just wanted to do for fun instead of just for YouTube. Anywho, yeah, I got the whole brand new setup down here. Like I'm actually running it on a projector right now, which is awesome. I've got my own like home theater system. This is just taking up the entire wall. I, for one, really actually enjoy, like, if you've seen any of my videos and heard me talk about classic games, then you know how much I enjoy being able to see things and see every individual pixel just to see how it's made. I always love that, all of that when it comes to classic video games, is seeing exactly how they drew all of this stuff. And, how things are really just an illusion of layers, as opposed to like trying to do super detailed drawings. But it's still very impressive to me, especially like the animated backgrounds, like these flowers. Now I know they're really just a couple tiles that are being overlaid over each other, but that's a whole other thing. Oh yeah, now I finally get to wake up that stupid freaking walrus that's been blocking my path. Yay. But I am, I'm so ecstatic to have this whole room set up. You can't see it, but over on the other side, there's an entire, like, 2-layer table full of Legos. The table itself, I think, is about 8 feet by 4 feet, and there's 2 full layers of it, and they're just full. We've got a long ways to go, but we've got the Ghostbusters Firehouse up there, and same thing with Voltron. My son and I are trying to make this whole big city. I know it's my dream at some point to get all the pieces I need to make to have like a Mario Kart style track so I can use all the cars from LEGO Dimensions on it. I love those. If anything, say what you will about that game and about their pricing model, but if you can get your hands on some of those little mini models today for some of those figures, those are some freaking cool little mini models. And I really love them, honestly. I thought they were just so unique and inventive. I know at some point here I'm going to be going after a bunch of the Cyberman sets from Doctor Who, so I can finally create my Cyber Commander and just army build a whole bunch of Daleks and Cybermen. Even though it's not the same Dalek build as like the one from the TARDIS set. I've got those. Those are pretty awesome. I think I'm just going to have those be Dalek commanders and the other ones will be drones. So that's just a thought. It's whenever I can get around to tracking them down. The nice thing about them is like you buy one set, you get one Dalek, one Cyberman. If anything, those are worth the money just for the army building right there. And I think that's the only way you can get LEGO Cyberman figures. And they have really interesting print. They've got like a modified version of the Cyborg, DC Cyborg print on them. And they're pretty cool. I actually really like them. I probably should be talking about the game some more, but honestly, like, I'm so ecstatic about this. Like, you can't see it, but right next to me, I've got all the shelving units, and I've got all my retro consoles down here as well. Eventually, I'm going to be moving the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch, but nothing set up yet. Currently, like I'm only watching this on about half the screen, and the rest is being projected on the wall. But since it's so dark in here, it works. It works actually pretty well. The screen really is just going to be laid out because it's a brick wall, so I can see the texture of the bricks, which honestly it doesn't bother me too much. It's still a nice little cool addition, but I think for the most part it's partially because I'm watching footage of an old Game Boy blown up to the size of a wall, and it looks actually amazingly crisp. So I'm very impressed with that. I can't wait to see how this thing handles more taxing textures and stuff. Like, it's exciting to me. But when this whole thing's set up, if anybody is interested in getting like just a full tour of the room, yeah, just say so in the comments so I can actually do something. Like, nobody seems to request anything, so I mean, it'd be nice to get one for a change. And, you know, like I said, if anybody's got any comments on stuff I should be doing on here, I'm open to anything. I mean, most of the time I just do this for fun if I've got spare time. Well, most of the time I just haven't had that spare time. And that in itself has been kind of frustrating. Just not having that time to be able to do anything. But that's mostly due to just how tired I usually am after work now. Considering how late I get out now, which sucks. But oh well. I mean, it's money. Money's money. Oh god, I love how this looks. I'm so gonna be digging it. And the one thing I also want to make sure I get, I mean, you obviously can't see it because my camera's pointed over this way, is I want to make sure I get, oh, I'm kind of covering up. I want to make sure I get a, some kind of sheet or something for the door. Because I'm planning to host some of our game nights down here as well. And I want to make sure that it's like completely dark down here so that we can just get the best picture possible from the projector. But at the moment, I'm actually really I'm really stoked with how this looks just on this wall right here. Like, I mean, I've got 2 windows in here, but they're both very small, and they've got kind of a clouded glass, so I'm hoping that that's not gonna affect anything too much. Oh, I cannot wait. I think one of the things I'm most excited for is getting the Lego table completely set up. Because we did all this and we didn't end up having any room, like after we got everything down, we didn't end up having any room to lay down the train tracks and his Harry Potter stuff. His Harry Potter Lego sets, which he's got all the modern ones now. Except for the ones that I believe they're still coming out with. I think they showed off a new series recently, and those haven't hit store shelves yet, but they will soon, because, you know, obviously I'm not allowed to have a wallet. And I think pretty soon my sister here is probably going to get us some fishing line so we can hang up the X-Wing I've got, his little X-Wing for the smaller sets, and any of the other flight-based vehicles. I think we're just gonna hang up in the sky. I'm kind of hoping I can convince him to convert the DeLorean into flight mode, so that can also be hanging up. That'd be cool. Like, that'd be really cool to have the DeLorean just in flight mode, right? Yeah, I think so. Oh, glad I brought my water down with me. Yay, small key. But yeah, eventually here, I'll be moving the rest of my consoles down here. At the moment, I plan to get all the ones that I, for some reason, am missing now. Like, I don't have my Nintendo 64 anymore, and I am going to remedy that soon, as well as games. I never owned an original PlayStation, and I think it's about time I fixed that. Like, I've got the PlayStation Classic, and I've hacked the crap out of that thing. So I've got any game I could possibly want on it, but I've never actually owned a PlayStation. So I think I'm going to go back and get one of those, and possibly one of the slim PS1 models as well. Just because of how different those things looked. And that way I can at least guarantee I'll get a DualShock controller with one of them. And then I think I'm gonna... Well, I need to get a PS2 as well. I need to get one of those again. I used to have one. My sister had an old Fat Boy. I did have one of the slim ones of my own, because there's a while back you got those like super freaking cheap. And it was surprisingly during the PlayStation, the PS2's lifespan, they just became super cheap. So I ended up buying one myself, and it was brand new. And I played, that was when I played God of War for the first time. I played Maximo. That game was awesome. Hard as hell, but fun. I tried to use, the game was so hard, I actually tried to use Codebreaker codes on it, and it just crashed the game every single time I got to a certain point. I was so mad. But yeah, I guess that's what I get for cheating. Oh well. There you go. Yeah, he's got to move all of his Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. He's got most, if not all, of the McFarlane Toys Five Nights at Freddy's sets. He's got to move over onto his shelving next to the Lego table. Yeah, he's got his own personal shelving over there to display his own Legos. Anything that he wants to display that he doesn't want to put in our city, he has a full shelving for. So he is covered. Anything that he needs, he should definitely have. And like I said, the thing that we most are looking forward to is just hanging up all the flight-based vehicles, like they're flying, so that we can get them off the city and hopefully have more room to work with. And I think from there, where are we going to go from there? That is a good question. Where are we going to go from there? We're going to go somewhere from there. I was honestly hoping when we had this whole thing put together that it would give us enough room where we could still expand. And unfortunately, that ended up not so much being the case. That's still not enough space for all the stuff we have. Which kind of sucks, but oh well. We'll figure it out. And he convinced me to put all the Mega Bloks Pokemon scattered throughout the Lego City as well, so this is interesting. Mostly they're congregating around the Ghostbusters Firehouse. However, that's because that's effectively the only actual building on the Lego City. It's just the Ghostbusters Firehouse. We got a few police vehicles. Like until he figures out that I put the police boat on the table, but we have a police car and a police boat, and one of the old style Lego police cars, which I am repurposing as like a meter maid's vehicle. And we had a couple other Lego police cars from the Lego Batman movie that came with the Arkham Asylum set. And one of the other sets, because there was a blue police car and a black police car, and I don't remember what one of them came from. But he ended up taking all the police insignias and everything off that one, and then repurposing it as the Ron Weasley's car from the second Harry Potter movie. because he really wanted it, and he turned one of the palm trees into the Whomping Willow. And then we finally got the other one, and now he's just got double of those with his own custom ones and the actual sets. So there's that. And I just finished putting back together the DeLorean, as well as the minifigures for the Back to the Future characters, because he didn't want to tell me this, but he he thought he was going to get in trouble for it, because he took those he took those apart in order to try to make his own minifigures for the kids and some of the adults from E.T. And he thought he was going to get in trouble for it. Which, no, he wasn't going to get in trouble for it. My reaction to him was basically like, look, they're your minifigures. You know, the fact, I bought that personally for him because he loves Back to the Future. What I didn't know is that he'd end up loving E.T. so much, and I don't think they ever made an actual Lego set for E.T. But they did make that Lego Dimensions set, which just has the E.T. minifigure in it. So he wanted all the other characters to go along with it. At this point, I'm scared to show him Goonies, because I don't know what else he'd do. I finally got him to agree to not disassemble the minifigures or any of the ones from any of the extra special kits that are ridiculous to find now. I did manage to get him to agree to that at least. Which actually wasn't too difficult, because he wanted to keep like he said, it was a really hard decision because he really wanted to keep the Back to the Future minifigures, but he really wanted E.T. minifigures as well, and since they don't actually make them, that was his only option. So I mean, I guess I really couldn't be too, there's no way I could really be mad at him about it, because like I said, they're his to do with as he pleases. But he did not want to display the DeLorean without the minifigures. Well, what he didn't seem to remember is that he technically had doubles of each of those minifigures, because he had gotten the Lego Dimensions set for Marty, and I think, he also got the Lego Dimensions set for Doc Brown as well, because he had both of those minifigures. I don't know where his little train is, but he did have both of those minifigures. So I was able to find all of the pieces to one of each of those minifigures, and I started sorting all the miscellaneous pieces into bins so that they'd be easier to find, and I put all the minifigure pieces into one bin. So I started sort of sifting through that, and I was able to find all the pieces to each one and put them together. So, and I got him to agree to actually putting them on on our Lego City as long as I could find the minifigures and put them together. He didn't think I could do it, but I did, and they're on the city. I found both Marty's skateboard and his hoverboard, and they're both on there. Granted, there's now nobody sitting in the DeLorean, but I found them. Honestly, I can't wait to get my shelving back. My shelving here, and I'm thinking I should really move all of my video game collection down here. Like, what do you guys think? Should I just move the whole video game collection down here, get some shelves for right behind me? Because I can move the Lego bins down, because those are basically right behind me right now too, and I can just move my entire video game collection down here, so I don't gotta go grabbing anything special on game nights. I can just take it all down, take it all down here and have it all down here. I'm assuming anybody's gonna watch this video long enough to answer that question. Probably a bad idea, but oh well. It is like 6:30 in the morning. Like, I felt like I could have slept, but I really didn't, you know, want to make it that much quicker to go to work tomorrow. Well, now that I've had something to talk about this entire time, this video has gone a lot faster. Let's see. Oh, nice. I think the only thing I'm missing from my Wii right now is just the AV cord. Once I get that, I can hook that up. See, what else do I gotta grab? Really, I just need to bring the Xbox 360 down here, the Nintendo Switch, and my PlayStation 4, and then I've got everything down here. Oh, I need to buy a Wii U too. At some point, that's on the list of things I need to get. So there's not really anything exclusive on the Wii U. I just kind of feel like I need it to complete the console collection. Like, I mean, I've got my NES down here, and you know, I bought the NES even though there's not really anything on the NES anymore that I really want to play. Like, really, it was just, you know, a few of the Nintendo games, you know, the actual Nintendo games and the Turtles games, and maybe some of the Castlevanias, but aside from that, not really much else. I wanted to buy a ROM hack cartridge for that Castlevania 2 game. It's the ROM hack that it fixes like all of the major problems with that game. Like, it doesn't force you to completely restart an area when day turns to night. The characters actually give you the proper hints instead of just cryptic BS, which means nothing. And items function the way they were originally intended to. So that's on the list. Of course, I never did beat the original Castlevania. I didn't really play it too much. Castlevania has like one of the greatest adventure themes of all time, I gotta tell you. Like, you wouldn't know like how freaking awesome and you know, powerful that in-game music is if you just watched like the series. Like, it doesn't really feel like I'm storming a vampire's castle who's like been decimating and destroying villages left and right. It feels more like you know, it literally feels more like I'm going on an adventure with Kevin Sorbo. Yeah, I kept screwing this one up. I couldn't remember what the exact pattern was. And then I can finally get the freaking boss key. Oh yeah, this took like a ridiculous amount of tries to get through. Yeah, I eventually just cut out all of the failed attempts. So I got frustrated. That was actually like 5 minutes worth of failed attempts right there because I just couldn't get it. Oh well. This is still such a great game. I just kind of got burned out because I basically have to go through each segment of this thing twice, like 3 times. Once when I play it, once when I edit it, and then the 3rd time when I'm going through all the commentary and I'm just talking with everybody. Because I didn't really, want to just post regular, just flat gameplay. I don't know if that makes sense. And yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize that our new air sanitizer, or whatever the heck that thing is, it's our thing for the basement that goes off at regular intervals. I didn't realize it would be going off right now, right near the end of this video, but here it is. Just to add some completely unnecessary white noise in the background there. There we go. I love these new chairs. I wonder how Audacity will be able to function about this with the with noise reduction. Kind of hoping it can figure it out. Trying not to be too close to it, but I kind of don't really have an option here. As far as my position, I've got to be close to the projector, and I was worried that the hum from that would be annoying enough on here. Here we come. Here comes the weakest boss battle in almost. Yeah, I think this might be the weakest dungeon boss battle in like all of Legend of Zelda. I missed the first rupee, but I have to go get that second. God, the digital brick pattern on the actual brick pattern. That is so frickin' trippy right now. Because it was like the way it's blown up, the digital, the drawn pixel bricks were almost the same size and in the same positions as the actual bricks on my wall. It was so frickin' weird. Cool, but weird. Oh man. Yeah, here we go. We're at the end. I'll have to see you guys over in the next one. As here's the ghosty. That means it's the end. Ah, I'm dying. Ah. Well, if you like this video, please give me a like. It helps out a lot. Subscribe. Share this with your friends. I would really, really appreciate it. I mean, I'd really like to see this channel grow over the next year. And I will see you guys over in the next one. Bye-bye.